So I think the thing that got me thinking about doing this video this time was because it occurred to me a couple of days ago that Nell now would be around about the age that Finbar was when he died, and I was just fiddling around on my phone earlier and I decided I'd have a look and see how near to that actual day we are, and turns out that it's today. And so Finbar was alive apparently for 2,157 days, 5 years, 10 months and 27 days, that is. And Nell has now been alive that exact same time. She's exactly the age today that Finbar was. And so tomorrow she will have lived for longer than him. And I know that sounds probably doesn't sound like it really means much, but it's sort of, I think, a day in the back of my head that I've been dreading, and I think Claire feels the same way too. So sort of just one of those other milestones that you never really would think about, and life just seems to be so full of those, and all the memories that remind you exactly of what you've lost. So I think it just got me thinking. So I've come out for a walk with the dog. I felt like I needed to, and behind me is, you can't really see it, Finbar's old school. And sometimes I just like to come here and sort of, sounds a bit strange, but look into the playground, because I remember coming and watching him when he was poorly, and we brought him to school some days in the early days when he was still able to run around and walk, and he was a bit clumsy with where the tumour was, but he was able to play with his friends. But I was so worried about him, I'd come here at break times and just watch him through the fence, or sometimes the school would let me go in the classroom and I'd just keep an eye on him, you know. Sometimes I think I like to just come here and remember that, really. So yeah, that's where I've headed to. So just through this gap in the fence is a little bench that I'd see him and his friends sitting on and just playing together, and you know, I just come here to remember that, really. So yeah, I didn't really think about what I was going to say, so I've kind of said what I probably was going to say. But I think it's just that I guess we sometimes look alright on the outside, and on the inside something like this can be just going through your mind, and it really just destroys the way you think sometimes. It's sort of impossible to think properly sometimes when you've got these things in your head, and my head just seems fuzzy sometimes anyway. So it's, I don't know, we're just totally different people, and it changes you and your ability to be the person that you were before. But I think it can be hard for people to realise that sometimes, and especially when outwardly you're trying to act as normally as you can. But you know, I'm sure it comes across sometimes if we're acting a little strange, but it'll be something like this, or just life in general, just trying to get